Okay, it started.
Excellent. Welcome everyone to a very wonderful presentation that we have prepared for you today at Education USA Russia. We're here in the Moscow Advising Center. This is Kim Frankwick, Education USA Advisor, and I would like to present to you a very special guest. This is an alumnus of the CCC, the Competitive College Club program, who has just completed her first year at Cornell College in the United States, in the state of Iowa. And she's going to be telling you today about liberal arts and science universities and her personal experience. So let's welcome Anhia.
So, hi everyone. My name is Anhia. So I want to tell a little bit about myself. So as Kim said, I go to Cornell College in Iowa, Mount Vernon, Iowa, and it's a liberal arts college. So that's why I'm talking about this subject. I'm double majoring in biochemistry and molecular biology as well as music. So very weird combination of subjects, isn't it? Okay. So what is liberal arts college? Has anyone heard about what's liberal arts or anything like this term before? Yeah? Okay, so a little bit of the history. So in the past, liberal arts education started in ancient Greece and Rome. And there was this program that helped the people who took it to be a civilized person. So basically they had to take 3 subjects called the trivium, such as grammar, rhetoric, and logic. And in the medieval years, it changed a little bit and added 4 more subjects called the quatrum. And those subjects are geometry, physics, arithmetic, and astronomy. So apparently for them, that was all the subjects that you needed to be a civilized person. And then their goal was to develop a well-rounded person with general knowledge of a wide range of subjects and with mastery of a range of transferable skills to become a global citizen. So what are liberal art colleges now? They are interdisciplinary schools, so basically you have to take a lot of different subjects, not only your majors. So for example, I'm a biochemistry major, and I also have to take history classes. I have to take English classes to get my degree. So the education in liberal arts colleges, as I said, provides an overview of certain subjects, such as arts, so music, theater, and painting. Humanities, so economics, history, and the social sciences, so that's psychology and sociology, mathematics, statistics, and calculus, and natural sciences such as biology, physics, and chemistry. The aim of liberal arts colleges is to broaden general knowledge and to develop general intellectual capacities and critical thinking in the person. So liberal art colleges are not as famous as national colleges, so everyone in the world knows what's Harvard. Everyone knows what's Yale or UCLA, but such colleges as Williams College, maybe only the US citizens know, or people who are applying to the US know. So these are top liberal arts colleges in the world, in the US. So as you can see, those names are not as famous as Harvard or Yale or Princeton or MIT. So what's the difference between liberal arts colleges and national universities? So firstly, there's difference in reputation. As I said, liberal arts colleges are not as well known outside, like worldwide, as national universities. So no one maybe in Russia would know what's Amherst College, but people do know what's Cornell University. Then institutional affiliations. Most nearly all liberal arts colleges are private, and therefore they're more expensive. And however, some of the national universities are public universities, so such universities as UC, LA, so University of California, Los Angeles, it's a national university. Campus setting in liberal arts colleges and national universities are usually really similar. However, national universities are definitely bigger because in the national universities you'll see you can sometimes find colleges inside the university. So, for example, in Harvard there is the Harvard College of Medicine inside the huge university that we go to. Then the cost again, because LAC is private, it's more expensive than public national universities. However, if you look at private national universities, they're as expensive as certain liberal arts colleges. Program. So in the beginning, I talked about liberal arts colleges, as you will get an interdisciplinary education, and you will learn about certain subjects that are not in your major. In national universities, you of course have to take a writing course and etc. But most of the classes that you are taking are in your major. So if you are an applied math major, you take calculus, calculus 1, calculus 2, statistics, I know, logic, and etc. And for the national universities, everyone says the best majors are like engineering, or that's like the best, or computer science and accounting is the best majors if you want to go work in those kind of spheres of work. Because after finishing a national university, you can work wherever you want to. Meanwhile, in liberal arts education, of course you can work if you're like an arts major or a music major. Of course you can work already, but it will be most of the people who graduate liberal arts go study more, like into graduate school and getting a PhD or an MD. Courses. So national universities, because they're so big, you'll see a huge lecture hall with 200 people in the lecture hall, and the professor is blabbing about subject that he's talking about. And in liberal arts colleges, the professors and the college prefers more to have seminars. So seminars are also kind of like lectures, but it's more interactive with the people. And you guys will get to know the professor better and also get to know your classmates. So in some sessions, you'll have like about 25 students in class, which is kind of like what you have in Russia in schools. Okay, class size, again, class size in liberal arts colleges, they prefer to have less people in a class. So, for example, in my college, the maximum amount of people that can be in the same class is 25 people and the professor. So, I mean, like, it's small, and that way you can have more interaction with the professor. The professor knows you, and you can easily work for the professor later if you talk to them well, and like they can see that you're a good student. Meanwhile, in national universities, again, you'll have huge lectures that have 200 people in there, and the professors won't even know everyone who goes there. So that's a minus. Class style, again, like national universities prefer to have lectures because a lot of people go there. For example, in UCLA, I think there's 30,000 students studying there. So it's a huge college, university. And in liberal art colleges, because they're smaller, you also, again, will have more interaction with the professor. Faculty. Basically, what people, when they talk about faculty, they usually talk about like the ratio of faculty to students. So in national universities, there will be like 1 per 200. Like ratios, like that's one like professor to 200 students. Meanwhile, in liberal art colleges, you usually have 1 to 13, 1 to 10 the ratio. So again, small college, more interaction with the professor, and the person gets to know you better. Grad school preparation. National universities are so big that there is sometimes like hard to get to national universities or like get to grad school. And there's, I guess, less training for it. And meanwhile, in liberal art colleges, you'll see some clubs or organizations that also are funded by the school to help you to get into grad school, because that's usually the goal of all LAC students, to get into medical school or law school, which are mostly in national universities. Extracurriculars, because liberal art colleges are smaller, you'll have less extracurriculars in there compared to national universities. And also national universities are so big that you'll have like thousands and thousands of clubs that you can join, or like thousands of sororities and fraternities that you can get to know and be friends, and or you can do like any stuff in national universities. And the career opportunity, which is very important for everyone. They're kind of similar because usually the alumni are really sometimes involved with the college after they graduate. So sometimes if you know the alumni, that alumni in liberal art colleges can help you to find a job later. And the same goes to national universities. Okay. So what's the benefit of liberal arts colleges? So it helps you to prepare for work in a variety of sectors where you'll gain like a strong foundation and of knowledge in different subjects. So it will be easier for you if you're like planning to be a doctor and then in med school you decided not to do it again because you hate blood. Then it will be easier for you to change your path because you already have some knowledge of different subjects such as history after graduating a liberal arts college. Again, introduction to career choices. So again, you have a lot of choices, like classes that you have to take as core program. So that's basically classes that you have to take to graduate liberal arts college. And because you have to take those kind of classes such as arts or social science, you can easily learn what you like the best. So a lot of students who come into liberal art colleges have no idea what they want to do after they graduate. So liberal art colleges help you with that because you don't have to choose your major right away. So stepping stone to other careers. Again, you get to know about all the careers that you can do while studying there. So like, for example, if before college you wanted to become a computer engineer, after finishing college you decided that you hate computers and you want to be an astronaut. Liberal arts degrees are appealing to employers. So in a recent survey of CEOs in the US, 74% of people said that they would recommend a liberal arts education for undergraduate students because they recognize that liberal arts graduates have the necessary transferable skills to adapt to a changing workplace. So again, if the workplace changes, it will be easier for you if you have a broad knowledge, not only your subject. It provides a foundation for graduate studies. So again, you have to get into graduate school after liberal arts colleges because they're kind of less well known. So sometimes be harder for you to get into a job. If, for example, someone goes to Williams College, will be less wanted, such as people who go to Princeton, because Princeton is bigger. And it provides skills to become a valuable community member. So as the Greeks and the Romans said that learning liberal arts and being having knowledge of liberal arts makes you a good citizen. Okay, so what are potential careers for liberal arts education? So after finishing liberal arts college, you can go straight to academia for arts and education because there are such majors as music education or just education where you can straight go and teach some high schoolers or preschoolers or anyone. And then you can become, after straight graduate, you can become an interpreter or work in marketing or political science. For example, one of my friends who is a political science major now works for the embassy of the US in Argentina. Meanwhile, you also can do something with natural science, social sciences, and business and finance and law. However, to get into those figures, you have to go to graduate school. And liberal arts education offers you better knowledge to get into those schools. So natural science, such as you go to medical school or you do research and get a PhD. Social sciences, you can also do a lot of interesting stuff. And business school, you have to get into business school, and law school, you also have to do a lot of work for that. So why did I choose to apply to liberal art colleges? So I applied to about 20 schools a year ago. I think so. Oh wait, was it a year ago? I think so. Or 2 years ago.
2 years ago now.
Oh, it was
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay, so I applied to 20 schools. And let's see, and all the national universities that I applied to, I got in. Meanwhile, to those liberal arts colleges that I applied to, they mostly like waitlisted me. So to the national universities I applied to was UCLA. No, I didn't apply to UCLA. I applied to UC Irvine, UC Davis, and Northeastern University, and I applied also to Johns Hopkins, which is so hard to get in, so I didn't get it. So yeah. So why did I apply to? Why most of the schools that I applied to were liberal arts colleges? Firstly, liberal arts colleges are private, and they have a lot of money, and they usually give a lot of financial aid to international students. So for Cornell College, I got $28,000 scholarship. Also, I like class sizes because I like to interact with the professor more than sitting in the lecture hall and falling asleep. Also, campus size, I could not think about like the place. For example, Boston is huge, and longer than where I go, we have one street, and it takes me about 20 minutes to get from one side of the town to the other, so by walking. So it's tiny. And the campus is also small, so it's easier for me to get around college. For example, I wake up about 30 minutes before I go to class, and it takes me 5 minutes to walk to class. So that's a really good plus. And also there's Cornell College is also like the colleges that I apply to are really have a lot of, most of the colleges I apply to have a really good biology and chemistry program. So that's why I also applied to liberal arts colleges, and some of the colleges that I applied to had really good reputation. So the top school in liberal arts that I applied to at that time was Vassar School in Pepsi. I didn't get it either. So yeah. So why did I choose to go to Cornell? This is my picture. So I have, you guys see a lot of pictures that I took while on campus. So again, they give me most money, and money is a really important thing, although some people say that money is worthless. But without money, I could not go to college. So I got the $28,000 scholarship, so it's $25,000 scholarship in music, because I play the piano, and a $3,000 scholarship for just academic scholarship. And I got, I think, the highest musical scholarship that you can get on campus. Then there's also, Cornell is special in a way that we have the block system. So basically, during 18 days straight, you are taking the same subject all and all over again, starting from 9 a.m. to 11, and then you have lunch and then at 1 to 3, you're taking, for example, my last book I took molecular biology. So I was taking biology for 18 days. And it helps me concentrate more, and I don't have to, like on finals week, I have just one final. However, I have finals every single week, not really, like midterms every single week, and then finals every month. So that's also kind of a stressful thing, but again, I can concentrate on one subject. And then there's also this program in Cornell called Dimensions program, and this program helps people to get into every pre-health professions and pre-health schools. So there's pre-veterinary, pre-PA, so it's what's it called?
Physical therapy?
Yeah, physical therapy, pre-med and pre-vet and etc. So it also helps you to get into medical school or veterinary school or any school that you want to go to. So, and the results from the Dimensions program are huge because the person who organized this program is from Stanford. So I mean, huge school, and they know what medical schools need for people, and the results such as how many people got into that school are huge. Like compared to in the US, about like 70% of our students get into medical school. So the people who apply to medical school, 70% get into there. Meanwhile, about only 43% in the whole US get into medical school. So that's a huge thing. Okay, so my experience so far. So because I'm on the block plan, and it's really interesting because I can concentrate on one subject at a time, so I don't get sidetracked while I'm, for example, taking math, and I have to write a paper on fundamentals of jazz. So that's a really plus, and also because we're in a block plan, and in such classes as biology, we have time to do a lot of field trips. So if you can see, this is our campus, and this is King Chapel. So that's the place where concerts are held. So basically, in biology classes that I took, I went to a lot of field trips. For example, my first class, I went to 6 field trips during one block. So it's 18 days, 6 field trips, 2 field trips a week. That's been a lot. And like I got to see different places. We went to Des Moines and saw this prairie, and then on the way we saw like this huge lake, and it's so pretty. And then we got to see the wetlands, and this place was used to be swamp, and I was in swamp until people decided to make it a farm and put more solar in it. Also, here during winter, we also went to like 3 field trips. And this was actually January, which is real surprising because everything is melting and it's so hot. And it was really nice, and the weather was shining, and I had a lot of fun here. This place is called Fossil Gorge. So if you look closely, somewhere here you'll find different fossils of things. And the girl that likes looking at them, she found a trilobite. So that's one of the first animals on the world, so it's also the trilobite. So that's a really huge thing. So also in academics, the way that I like the thing is like I can concentrate on chemistry, and also we do a lot of fun stuff during that classes, which I love. And because we can concentrate on them 4 hours a day, and in certain science classes you have to take it for 6 hours a day. So I mean, like you see the professor every single day, and you know the professor, and the professor knows you. And if you skip a class, the professor sees that, and they can make you go away. Yeah. So if you're taking science classes, don't skip classes. Also, we learn a week worth of material during one day. So a lot of cramming into your head, and it's hard. So and however, if you're like taking a class that you kind of hate and you don't like, for example, I took an English class, and English is not my thing at all. So I was so happy that after 18 days, I didn't have to see anything English anymore. Or same with psychology. I kind of thought that I like psychology, but then after a while, like I cannot spend any more time in psychology. And that's also a really good plus that classes that you hate, you know that after a few days, like 3 weeks and a half, you're done with that class, you can like throw away all the books and etc. But yeah. Also, our campus is so pretty, and like except for like some, I do a lot of extracurriculars also after college. So I'm in choir. That's choir. And like it's kind of small, I guess, smallish compared to most of the choirs that I saw. And we sing a lot of more old pieces that no one knows about. And some religious pieces such as Alumna and Gloria and Ave Maria or something that again no one knows about. Also, our school is a D3 school, so it's the lowest
Division.
Yeah, so it's Division 3, so that's lowest. So
Of sporting.
yeah. So basically, Division 1 schools are such as USC, so University of South California. It's a huge D1 school, so just Division 1 school. So you'll see like them having like huge events, and you'll see those events shown on TV and etc. And like people who do sports there get famous around the whole country. Meanwhile, our school is tiny, and therefore we don't have all the sports, and sports are not as important. So this is my first ever football game because American football is not as popular in Russia. It's not popular at all. And this was my first game, and I watched one game and never went to any games after that because I mean like it's interesting in a way, but it wasn't just my thing. So as you can see, like not a lot of spaces for people to sit on. So people can sit like here, like on the grass, and bring some chairs and sit there. And so yeah. Also, I'm doing choir. I'm also doing piano lessons, and also I'm in a sorority. So does anyone know what's a sorority or fraternity? Have you guys seen Neighbors? Society or anything with Zac Efron? No? So basically, it's this group of undergraduate students that like each other so much that they want to spend every single time with them. It's just, I mean, like, I do spend a lot of time with my sisters and family, like my sorority family, but also not only a sorority or fraternity is a group of people who like to hang out a lot together and to have a lot of activities and party, but also it's a community of friends. So, for example, if someone's feeling down, that girl usually texts someone of us, and like we all starting surrounding her all about like I'm in Russia right now, and like if I say like can I have some love, and everyone starts like writing me what's happening and etc. So that's kind of really awesome. And also it's also another set of networking. So basically, people who graduated this sorority 3 years ago, 5 years ago, are still really active with the sorority. Some of them, and those people are trying also like if someone has a problem, they can still help, or like if someone needs a job and the person who is working like at this big company and knows about the job, and they can refer you to that job, for example. Or if like you're in the middle of some different country and you have no idea who to call, you can call one of the sisters if she's there, and they can offer you a home. For example, one of the girls who graduated our sorority 2 years ago, she's from Sri Lanka, and if someone says like I'm in Sri Lanka, let's count, and then she'll say that like you can live in my house, and her house is huge, and it's on the beach, and it's Sri Lanka, it's pretty. So yeah, so that's mostly what the sorority is. What else do I do? I also do a lot of stuff with language clubs. So because I'm from Russia, I'm in the Russian club, and also I teach Russian for certain students, so I get work experience also while on campus, which is really good. So I guess, yeah. And also, we get to travel a lot because we have more free time than most. For example, usually colleges in the US start like somewhere in September and end in early May. So my spring break started May 5th. So 4 months of summer.
Summer break, summer break.
Summer, yeah. And that's not all. We also have walk break. So that's like because we are studying 18 days straight of the same subjects, and then that's the Wednesday, and then and then starting from that Wednesday at 3, you have the rest of the week for yourself to do whatever you want to, and then you start a new subject again. So that's also so that's walk breaks, and then you have Thanksgiving breaks, and then you have spring break, and then you have winter break. So apparently Americans rest a lot while going to college.
Probably because they're so busy while they're in college. They need it. They don't sleep while they're taking classes.
Nope. We don't sleep. We don't sleep at all while going to college. Let's see. I had 4 all-nighters. That's kind of a small amount of all-nighters because I know some people have all-nighters every single block.
Do you want to tell them what you're talking about?
Okay, so does anyone know what's an all-nighter?
I think you can guess.
All night. You have to study all night before your final. So, yeah.
Or writing a paper.
Writing a paper.
Anytime to pull an all-nighter is an important phrase.
Yeah, so that's I think every single college student has ever had at least one all-nighter in their whole college career. Yeah, so that's kind of not a fun thing because the next day, even when I went to classes, after my final ended, the only thing that I wanted is sleep, and people were nagging me and like asking me how did I do and etc. And all thing I want to do is like go to my bed and sleep for the whole day. But again, it's nice because we'll have block break after that. So after final ends, you have 4 days to do whatever you want to before another class. So 4 days of no homework, 4 days of doing whatever you want to, 4 days of hanging out with friends. And the best thing is all the people who are also in that college also have block breaks. So I mean, like sometimes in other colleges, while you have like a break, other people have classes. So that's kind of a sad thing. So yeah, a lot of pretty pictures, and this is, for some reason this year was really warm. So this is like late March. Like everything started blooming and being really pretty and lovely and smelling nice. And that's the deer that we found is one of our field trips. Iowa is really, I mean, like it's a big state, but not a lot of people. So you'll still see animals going around, so not a lot of like big cities that every Moscow person knows what's a city. So yeah, chemistry classes, this is campus. This place is my dorm over there. No one sees it, but again, it's like the view during the fall. This is my field trips. And
so are you going backwards?
yeah.
Okay.
That's fine. Some of the references. And does anyone have any questions? No questions? Not at all? Anything about the arts education or my experience in college, or I don't know, just stuff about anything about application, or what's like being a part of competitive college. Another fun fact. There's another competitive college alumni in my college, and she's also happens to be my best friend. And also she's in my sorority, and she's here. So yeah, so I mean, like you get a lot of contact. And for example, when I knew that I was going to Cornell College next year, I had no idea that she goes there. So Kim told me that, oh, did you know that Polina also goes to Cornell College? You should contact her and like let her know that you're going there next year. So apparently, at the beginning of the year, everyone knew me as Polina's Russian friend. So yeah, because she was talking about me all that time. before she went to Russia. So yeah. No questions at all. Thank you.
Thank you everybody very, very much. Let's give Anhia a great round of applause.